Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is Madden 17 Pittsburgh Steelers franchises episode 52, as we're taking a look at the first part of the off season here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Pittsburgh Steelers went undefeated, won the Super Bowl, and now have to regroup and now get ready for the upcoming season. So season 3. We'll take a look here at the stats there. 6,104 yards there for Ben Roethlisberger. He completed 66% of his passes, as he was 362 to 553 for his pass to his attempts, or completions to his attempts. 52 touchdowns, 26 interceptions, the highest for both categories. He threw a lot of touchdowns, but he also threw a lot of picks. So yeah, go for that. Tough year, really a lot, because I think he is getting that point right now in his career that he started to regress in some areas there. Not to mention, I think just some bad decision making there in some aspects there. But as for Bell, 1,407 yards there for him, 17 touchdowns for him for this season. Cobb, 477. He had 3 touchdowns there for him this year. So, really, I would say Cobb has been just kind of the guy that we really relied on a lot. He was definitely our MVP this year, even though he don't have the stats to back that up. But I mean, just with all the injuries that we had with Bell, and then I don't know, the guy's just been a stud, helping us out when we needed him there. So it's been really great to have him there. Bryant, great year. I mean, he had 1,181, 15 touchdowns there for him. Green, 12 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards for him. So we had 2 guys that were over 1,000 yards this season. So that was really nice. And then take a look at our blocking here. But I mean, for the most part here, one thing I'm really was impressed with was the defense, especially with the secondaries and the safeties. Or I should really say the corners and the safeties, because if you guys remember for the first season, it was bad. It was really bad. This year we finally decided to get rid of some players and really just try to like one of the players that we kept here with a rookie there, Findus. He was just great. He had some really great moments of play. Not to mention Hayward, Cameron Hayward there had some really good. Even Hargrove. I mean, he now stepped up here. He's now got 5 sacks this season, 51 tackles and 13 tackles for loss. He really stepped up from just a year ago, playing on this team, and really has now been starting to be a cornerstone of that defensive line. So really, I'm really proud of our defense. Now our defense what do you call it, a steel curtain, as they used to call it back in the heydays of the NFL back in the 70s, so like that, with the steel curtain and all that for the Steelers. No, nowhere close to that. But we're getting close. We're getting, with player from player we draft or we find on the free agency, we're getting a step closer. I feel like that's going to be the case this year. Now the draft class, I will say, I think we'll see it here in the next episode. The draft class is not that great. There's a lot of wide receivers going out, which we don't really need. Too many wide receivers, because I feel comfortable with the wide receiver core that we have right now. The only problem is trying to re-sign. We got 2 guys that we need to re-sign. I think only one of them will, with the cash that we have. I think that one of them will have to walk and one will have to stay. And I think the one that will have to walk will probably be, and it'll probably upset Ben, but it'll probably have to be Brown. Brown is wanting over $70 million. And we just don't have that right now in our cap. So we're gonna have to figure out what we can do to try to keep, because we got other areas in our, offensively I think we're sound. If we don't have Brown, we won't be hurting. It'd be a loss. It'd be a big loss for us on offense. But if we can replace him with a couple people on, I think we probably can replace him with at least three guys for offense there. Because I mean, I really feel like I could give, Hayward Bay was out for the whole year, and what he was doing last season for us, and then turn around, he got hurt. I think in that preseason game, we haven't seen him all year long. So I really think that he has something to offer, and I think he wants to prove something to us, that he's capable of being part of this team. And of course, he only has a year left on his contract. So I mean, this is a contract year. This is the year that he could, if he does well, he can get open, and we can throw to him. He'll deservedly so deserve a contract with us. If not, then we'll definitely release him, or maybe in some cases maybe even trade him if we can. If we don't get hit by too many penalties or anything like that with the salary cap and stuff. So that is something we're looking at too. And also too, I mean, with the draft class not being as great as I wanted, it would hope it would be, because there is quite a few wide receivers. This might be a draft class that we could get that one wide receiver to really kind of just now start building around him. So that's something we can go into. Because with our tight ends, I've been working with Jesse, and Jesse James has been just remarkable. I mean, he's had a really good year this year, and I think we're gonna open up the playbook a little bit more so we can have him and Green, play and be able to throw to both of them, and have they'll kind of split the reps between the two on there, and have those guys in certain, because I've already kind of designed some stuff for certain play packages already, going into kind of going the second half of this season and into the playoffs. Now, he didn't have a big impact in the playoffs like I wanted him to be, but I think next season even more. I think we can just start utilizing him a lot more, and get him ready to be possibly the next starter for us at some point when Green can no longer, or either can no longer play for us, or is no longer playing for us. So I kind of want to just start getting that stuff set up now, so down the road we don't have to scamper around and try to figure out, okay, who can we find for this tight end position or something like that. I think of the draft, I think like I said, we're going to move offensively. I think we're going to there's a couple of offensive linemen that we're looking at that I think are be really good, and of course we can always use help on defense. I think in the draft we're going to look at finding that one or two offensive linemen that we can have and help us out, and then the other one is the middle linebacker position, or the not middle linebacker, but just the linebacker position here. In general, we got to have those tough guys that are really good zone defense, zone coverage type of linebackers out there that can just kind of run around, just kind of just be anywhere and everywhere on the field, because we need that right now. So that is something that we're going to be looking at into, and trying to get that improved and get a little bit more better in that area. So defense, yeah, that is still a concern. Our offense is still strong, even though we may not be able to sign Brown, because I mean, personally, I like Brown. We didn't use him that much this year, but it's gonna be really tough. I know Ben and him are really close friends, and that's going to be it's going to be a heartbreaker to take those two apart there. But I mean, Ben shouldn't have to worry too much, because he has you see Martavis Bryant. He also has Sammy Coates, who is starting to come around as a player. We're getting, he's starting to be a lot more better on the route running, and just I mean, with the speed that he has, he's got good speed, but it's at that point of just trying to utilize that speed. He just takes off too soon and just can't hold on to the ball, especially going catch wise, just like that, getting hit. We're gonna have to work with him on that over the off season. Now we're taking a look here at the re-signing. Now I will let you know here, I don't understand the re-signing in this game because I offered him some money, Tomlin some money here, and he asking 5. We went ahead and we was like, with the year he had, let's go ahead and just give him 8. So we give him off from 8, but I think it was a years wise that I think I screwed up on, because I think he's 1-3, or no, 1-5, and I think we only did 3. So that might have been the issue that we had, and I didn't realize that until after the fact. I will let you know, spoiler alert, we don't have Tomlin as our coach anymore. You guys will see who the coach is here later on in this video here. I kind of wish we went after Chuck Pagano and a couple others there, but we'll see how that goes with this staff. But I will say we are able to keep Dunbar and Bradley there as our trainer, and of course our scout guy. But there you see, I got a media question here, and there's no secret that your franchise player may hang up at the end of the season. Do you have any thoughts of what will happen if he does retire? And of course, I think they're saying something along the lines. I think they're thinking that maybe Ben will retire, or Brown. But I mean, Ben is close to that age where he could, that early or late 30s. But I don't think Ben's going to retire. I think he still has another 2 more, maybe even 3 years in him. But there you see, we answer the question. It's hard to imagine to replace him, but it does happen. I think the only logic way is to probably just go to the draft. So they didn't say who they were talking about. So yeah, just kind of, that one's kind of just left up in the air. I didn't know how to react or how to respond to that, and it's like, okay, I'll just pick this one. So we got some re-signing here to do. Now we go ahead and we're not gonna re-sign Wallace or Gronkowski, Bruce Gronkowski, the quarterback there, or Cody Wallace, the center, or Rico Matthews. We're just gonna go ahead and withdraw from there. We're not gonna even deal trying to negotiate contracts with them, because they're just guys that we just don't want to bring back next season. So we'll just go ahead and just let them know that we're just not going to go contract negotiations, and they can go talk to other teams. As for signing, we're going to sign Landry Jones. I feel comfortable with him. He's one of those project players that we can work with for at least having him on the team for another couple more years here. Try to get him built up. But at some point we will be looking at, depending on what the draft looks like next year with quarterbacks, we could, right now we're going to be safe with Landry Jones. Ryan Harris there, a guy that we've been developing here. He's been doing a great job with the development work there and whatnot. And now that he's going to be re-signed with us for next season. Justin Gilbert, we decided not to go ahead and just we're going to just stop any kind of negotiations or anything like that with him. Chris Hubbard, we'll go ahead and sign with him. We'll see what he is one. There you see some of what he's a fair offer there, or what he's looking for. And we're going to give him about 4 years, and it's about close to $9.5 million there. He says he accepts, so that's nice to see him come back. Arthur Motes, now we would like to have Arthur Motes come back, but then I was just kind of playing around, and we just financially it was not a good idea, and also just overall for our defense it was just not a great idea to bring him back. So we decided to in negotiations with him. Jordan Berry, will work with him. We're going to try to give him a 5-year contract for about just close to $16 million there. There you see it. Just a great guy, great kicker. A guy that he can have a long future with us. Steven Tuitt, a great rushing or run stopping guy. We go ahead and we re-sign him. We'll re-sign him to a he wants the fair deal is about $35.5 million over 4 years. We decided to go we'll go 62. We'll double it, and we'll go about another year. So we give him about 5 years on that one. He's still young. He's a young guy there. Now Bryant, here we go. Now this was a tough one. I had to go. I had to save the game, and I had to kind of just play with it to see who was the better deal overall. And I figured at the end, let's just go with Bryant. So Martavis Bryant there. We go 7-year. We're going to 7-year contract. This is pretty much a lifelong contract because he will be in his mid-30s by the time this contract ends. So we'll get some use out of him for the next couple of years here, and so we'll re-sign him. And then we just decided to withdraw from Antonio Brown. A buddy of mine said I should try to do franchise tag, but nah, it's not worth it. So we'll just let him go and move from there. Now, so free agency here. Free agency. After I got done doing all that kind of stuff, I was kind of like, okay, what if we did this, or what if we did that? So one of the things I was looking at, I was talking about linebackers earlier in this video, and one of them was one of the names that were up there was Jeremiah Tachi. We tried to go after him for a chance to say, okay, we can bring a big name in here and has some experience. He's did well for the Chargers. We'll bring him in, and he can help us out in that area. Will Compton. This was just for the nostalgia factor for me, because I kind of like bringing in guys that I know from Nebraska. I'm a big Cornhuskers fan, so I try to do something with him and work, contract-wise with that and everything. And so we offer a contract to him. We'll see if he'll bite. That was just simple fact, just kind of get some depth in there. Also, D4 was another guy that we were looking at for some depth. He could start easily, but also just depth-wise. And then we look around, and then we look at defensive ends. We got Curry there, Ellis here coming up, the defensive tackle there. So we're just playing around. As you see, our cap is just ridiculous. We don't have much cap there, so we're just kind of just playing around with some ideas of players and stuff that we could sign here in free agency, and that would try to just guys that we could sign that could help us out and just play that role just as a depth player, or either start or could be a possible starter. Put some challenges, have some competition in those areas on our team. So you see McLendon there, 9-year guy from Troy University, and they're of course trying to sign him and whatnot. And so we're just doing some negotiations here. It actually took me a couple times here to kind of figure out, to kind of just see what would work, what wouldn't. Literally, doing this, I really had a war room. This was had notes and all kind of stuff of what will work out for us, what wouldn't. And then this was really confusing right here. It said that John Harbaugh signed with us, but then later on I don't know if he was on a team or not, or what the case would be. But yeah, we said Harbaugh, and I think John Fox was the other one that said we put a bid in. I never did remember even putting a bid in for him. And then you see Chuck McConnell, like I mentioned earlier, kind of should have went after him for a contract. We went actually now as I see this now, we do try to attempt to watch contract, but for whatever reason we don't get any of these guys, and I'll show you here in a bit who we actually get as our head coach. And this is a guy that's I've never heard of. I don't know if he's even a real guy. But yeah, there you see we kind of negotiate with Chuck Long. I'm really familiar with his playbook. I was trying to get guys at Fox. I didn't see I don't remember trying to re-sign him, but yeah. So we ended up hiring Turner, Demarius Turner there. He's our new head coach for the Steelers. McLendon will go ahead, of course, he signs, but Curry will reject our offer. So McLendon, 6'3", 310 pounds, D tackle, 32 years of age, 72 overall for him. Then we go ahead and go to part 2 of the next round of talks with players, and Jared Orbrick is a guy that I've had in other past games here, who's a decent defensive end there. He can put some work in there and really do some damage again, when it comes to getting off the line there. You see he's a balanced 4-3 guy. But other games I've had him do just a great job getting a hold of the quarterback there, or really soften the run. So we kind of play around. I think I do offer him a contract, and I think in the end I don't think he bites. I could be wrong. But then you see Ricky Jean Francois, or whatever you want to say it. We offer him a contract there, kind of just messing around, because there's some other guys that we're going to be looking at here if we don't sign or anything like that, but we do work with him. Mario Williams is another guy that we were looking at, and then I looked at Michael Johnson, looked at his numbers there, and then you got Zach Kerr. Oh, excuse me, it's getting late here. Yeah, Zach Kerr, we look at him, a Delaware guy, 4-year guy from University of Delaware, for a right end. And again, some of these guys are just for depth, just trying to, some holes that we have, and then maybe even try to move guys around. They're not, if we kind of shifted them around. Anthony Sherman. This is a guy I was sitting and reading. I'm like, you know what? We need some help in that blocking, run blocking area. He may not be the best run blocker, but he seemed like he has some. His numbers look pretty good. I was kind of convinced. So we go all in and offer him one. And then again, for some depth, we got Travis Swanson. We offered him a contract, a 5-year contract there, for a little over. Almost close to $9 million to have him signed to the team. So yeah, just working on guys for talking to some of these free agents for some depth, and also for just overall, just trying to see what we can do there, and kind of see what guys we can bring in for training camp and stuff like that, to just try to prove our team a little bit better, and just to get some more areas and defense there where we can plug up some holes there that we can go around. But there you see both of them as Kerr and Sherman both signed to the team, so they're part of the team now. So we have a fullback here, and a right end, which we're going to work with him. I think he's a left end. No, he's a right end. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's a right end. But I think we go ahead. I think we change him to a left end, which I looked at his overalls when I did that. When I switched him, and it didn't affect him at all. So that was actually kind of nice. So now I think because I think it was Cameron. He needed some. There was some depth. That had some depth issues over there. He was the only left end that we had on the team. So now he has some company here with Zach Kerr there on the left side of the field to help him out. But there you see some of the other signings that we've already seen here already. Excuse me, jeez, getting really sleepy here. I'm trying my best trying to finish this up, some other videos up here for you guys. But there you see the rest of some of the signings that we've already had so far here. I think at some point here you'll see a couple more. I think that'll be the next, should be the next scene you'll be seeing here in just a bit. But there you see, well actually here's some of the signings, league signings already. Brown will be going. Antonio Brown, of course, now will be going to the Jets. Breeze will go to the 49ers. Peterson going to the Bills. Just showing you some of the big names. Jason Witten going to the Browns. There for him. I actually had I was going to put a bid in for him for Witten, but I was like, you know, I don't have much cash, and I really don't want to throw all my money into him. And if we had the cash and we needed, you know, a tight end, I would have definitely went after him. But the Tachu, I think it went to another team. I can't remember which team it was. I think it showed it not too long ago there, but yeah, there you see some other guys there. The Bills really made a big split. I think Bills, Jets, and there you see D4 now on the Patriots there. But no, I think the Bills and the Jets made some pretty big splashes there, along with the Lions. There you see Bradford, former, if you guys remember from my Packers series there. And then there you see Lions. Yeah, I got Arthur Motes. So Motes now will be a part of the Lions. I wonder if we will have to play him this year. Derek Johnson, of course, re-signed with the Chiefs. And then some other names there. Didn't show all. Actually, technically, I did capture every last player, but I decided at some point here, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to cut it off at here coming up. So I think it's like after 70. You guys won't see any more of this, but yeah, just take a look there. We got some of the signees there. There you see Bradford. He's now gonna be a Saint, and Will Compton. He's gonna be a Jet. Dang it. All right, so yeah, I did put, like I said, I did try to go after him, but he didn't bite. Let's see who else. Got some other names in down here. Doesn't look like anybody from me. Okay, McCarron. Here you see he's got Cardinal now. Of course, he got drafted by the Bengals. Any more? I don't think there's any more. Shane Rivera. He's going. I can't remember where he's going to, but he's no longer a G-Man no more. But yeah, just there you go, just down the line here. And then of course we're just gonna go ahead and sim here, and we're gonna see, I think, another look here and see. Yeah, okay, so yeah, there you see Swanson, Travis Swanson, the center for us, 6'4", 314 pounds, 73 overall. We got him, so we got some depth now in the center position there for us, and it should hopefully work out. So for the most part here, we got some depth. Got some pretty decent depth that will work this out for us. But there you see, coming up in this next episode, you guys, episode 53, it will be the second part of the offseason, which will be the NFL draft. So I'll show you guys the draft picks there. In the description here, I'll try to leave what some of the guys will re-sign and who we released and the free agents. I'll leave that down there below. I'll show you guys their height, weight, and their overall, so like that. It's just kind of, if you missed anything or didn't understand what was going on in this video, it'll be down there below. So yeah, pretty much that's been it for this episode in the off season. Like I said, I feel comfortable for this off season, and it should be, you know, I'm just glad that we have some depth now. We got some depth in some areas here. And now for the NFL draft, now we just got to figure out what we need to draft. So find out, plug some holes in some areas there that we need to go. And I think for the most part here, I think, excuse me, for this draft here, I was kind of surprised. Even though, like I said, it was a bad draft class. But I got some pretty good surprises for you guys. And I'll talk about more of those coming up in that episode. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode here of the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to hit that subscription button for more, if you guys want some more Pittsburgh Steelers franchise or just videos in general. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. There's other great series here on the channel you guys can check out. So thank you so much for taking your time of the day and watching this video. But we'll be back for another episode here, episode 53. Like I said, the off-season part 2 will be the NFL draft, and you guys will see what new players will be joining the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. Who will be future legends or future busts? Well, we're about to find out here coming up in the next episode. Thank you guys so for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. The links are down below in the description. And as always, keep yourselves and each other healthy. And I will see you guys next time.